Hello and welcome back to Raise Gaming and more Monster Hunter Wilds talk. Today we're actually focused on a specific topic though, the things you're aware of through this or that reasoning that haven't actually ever been directly revealed, not yet at least. It's a quick list then of what we're hoping to learn more about, potentially even in a matter of days at the Game Awards on December 12th. We strongly believe that it'll be the right time and place for say a new trailer and announcements, which would ultimately be Trailer 6. In that we have reasonable expectations, hopes for a demo or even beta 2 announcement, but also the pile of stuff we know to expect but not yet revealed. And it's not just the Game Awards itself, there's also a bit of potential for a PlayStation event to take place, and that is also a place where Capcom could show Wilds and do an announcement. Though, I will say that that is extremely rumoured and incredibly thin. We're talking about a rumour that's based on this. On December 3rd, it will be the 30th anniversary for PlayStation as a console in general, and so there's a lot of hope that they'll do something special for that. There's also a advertisement that has some sort of Easter egg in it, which is why people were talking about like the potential of a showcase being set on the 3rd. A reputable video game industry leaker has not ruled out the possibility of a PlayStation event taking place soon, after a lot of speculation was built up by the fact that it's a pretty big anniversary for PlayStation in general. People were saying, well, they've not heard anything about a showcase or state of play, but they're also not dismissing the possibility of it. So yes, very thin, but it's another event where, you know, if it happens, Capcom could likely be at it. Let's then run down the list and maybe we can look back at this and see what turns out to be true. We start with the topics that aren't instantly obvious for the 6th trailer then, at least in my opinion, starting with that community feedback post that's, well, expected any day now. If for some reason you're unaware, at the end of the beta we had a special survey that we could fill out, but most importantly the potential for relevant feedback, and at the end you could write whatever you wanted. The feedback from that survey I think is going to be a key way they're going to take info from the beta experience and maybe hopefully put it into the full release or demo or even beta 2. But we do have some fantastic community managers that are actively talking with the Capcom team beyond just say a survey like that. They've been very good at understanding where the community is at and general sentiment and the big issues. So we know that they may be aware of discussions going online, even if that's like a popular Reddit post or something on Twitter. We are lucky to have the kind of team that we do have responding to this kind of feedback. And so we're wondering when and what is going to be in that feedback post, the information they're going to give us based on kind of what we put out to them. It'll be a good way for us to see where general sentiment truly was. What are the real concerns that they took away from that, and what have they done with that information? We were told that we'd be hearing about that relatively soon, but that's now a couple weeks ago, and we're coming up to what is, December 12th, the Game Awards. I imagined we would get that feedback information before that, so if so, we are, waiting for it any day now. Next, for things they've shown us, but not truly shown us, is this. This is like a giant web that we saw in the oil well basin. This was during trailer 5. We had this wide shot during, say, the fire spring period after they showed how the tribe there actually activates it at the Everforge. And in that wide shot, at the middle kind of top right, just behind those massive pillars, is this huge web. Lala Barina exists in a different locale to this one. So whose does that belong to? There's a lot of discussion, a lot of hope that it's going to be Nerscylla, and so maybe Nerscylla's yet to be officially revealed. It would make sense. Nerscylla has been shown in volcanic or hotter environments. This is the kind of volcanic region of Wilds after all. But would it be revealed in trailer 6? I don't know. As we're going to talk about, I'm thinking that's going to be a much colder environment. It's not really going to focus, I imagine, at all on the oil well basin. So I'm not really expecting that reveal yet. Like say how we saw later quematrice with the Windward Plains during content that was mostly focused actually on the Scarlet Forest. So there's like a maybe chance, but I expect it'll be revealed at some point. On that note, we should also talk about another potential monster, one that seems new, the great bird Smult. If you were to go speak with the village elder from the tribe that was in the Windward Plains during the beta, she would tell you a few different things, but she'd reference this legend, this bird, this Smult, and eventually specifically say that it healed the stark rift between the land and its people. It's interesting because there is this consistent theme of unique titles for special monsters, legendary ones. You got the White Wraith, aka the flagship as we know it, arkveld, the thought extinct monster species. There's the Black Flame, which is, we don't know the name of this thing. It's the oil well based in Apex, and all we know is this vague title like the White Wraith. So maybe even the Great Bird Samult would fit as a title rather than an actual monster name. But it doesn't sound like it's an enemy. It healed the rift between the land and the people. Seemingly, if I was to take that literally, it made this place more habitable, where previously it was just, I don't know, too hot, too cold, too dangerous. If you think about lore-wise, the Forbidden Lands in general, it was thought to be uninhabited, that people couldn't live there. So maybe this bird is a big part as to why people did end up there and could live there in its current version we see today in Wilds. Will we see this Samult bird, or is it just going to be a legend then? I don't know. What I am interested to see are the hunter drawings. So during some footage that we saw of Scarlet Forest in live gameplay, every now and then the player would open up the map, and on the left side would be these interesting hunter drawings. And there was a bunch of different panels and information and things there. Two of them featured monsters that we've not yet seen, or at least it certainly looks like it. One of them actually was this kind of bird creature. Again, obviously Samult comes up there and there's a lot of wonderings about that. Samult would be tied to the Windward Plains though, and this is all about, say, the Scarlet Forest. The other drawing and relevant thing here though is the snake, which is wrapping around its target. There is hopes for more snake related monsters to make a return or even new designs, but we thought we would see something like that in the Scarlet Forest. And again, I'm not expecting to see something like that exactly in the volcanic region or maybe even an ice one. So that could also be another monster yet to be revealed, but is set in the Scarlet Forest in particular. It would be the perfect place for something like an anaconda themed monster. And we've had plenty of snake monsters in the past for the series to maybe return as well. Another reveal yet to be shown that's very clearly a thing is the monster tied to the switch axe set shown in the switch axe weapon trailer. It's either insect or crab-like, but ultimately would fit in a colder environment, as we're expecting from trailer 6, the fourth biome to be revealed. Every other set has been tied to monsters later revealed, like quematrice in the bow set, or the hammer with Rompompolo. It's literally just this switch axe set that's yet to be revealed. So yeah, we're fully expecting it now in trailer 6. And the jagged edges and curves, it could be like a crab claw, or personally, I hope it's going to be more insectoid, because that'd be weirder and more interesting. But, crabs are a type of monster we expect to see, so very likely that. In general, for the roster size, that's another thing we should mention. If you look at World and Rise's roster size at their launch, it basically means we've still got a pile of monsters yet to be revealed. World's base game featured, I believe, 34 large monsters, and Rise, that base game had over 40. It's my understanding at the moment that Wilds has revealed about 25 plus large monsters at this point. So it's fair to assume that we could still have even 10 more yet to be revealed, or possibly more than that. I'm expecting a bunch of those to still be new, but at this point, we are wondering, and we haven't seen many of them, returning monsters in general. For trailer 6 then, obviously we've talked about this recently, so let's be quick. We are expecting a fourth locale to be revealed, and it's fully expected to be an ice or cold biome in theme. For the Monster Hunter games, there's kind of 4 main themes that they do for the locales. You have the lush forest, where we have the Scarlet Forest, or say the Ancient Forest in World, the kind of deserty biome, so that's the Windward Plains for us in Wilds. An example of that would be the Wildspire Wastes in World. We now have a volcanic region in the form of Oil Well Basin, but we still don't have anything to do with a cold or icy environment for those kind of monsters and creatures that would live there. In that though, of course, based on the theme of the game, there's going to be another apex predator, so the fourth one's also going to be revealed, and one that would actually fit in a colder, icy environment. That's what we expect. Once again, I do think that's going to be a fully new monster, as it should be, but with how incredible Ray Dow was, how cool Duna is, the size of it, and then the uniqueness of this octopus monster of the Black Flame, I really don't know what to expect from the design of the fourth apex predator, and I'm very excited to see it. We also hope and expect from trailer 6 either the demo announcement or, vaguer less likely, a second beta announcement. Personally, as I've said before, my camp is all demo announcement coming. They've done a demo for all the Monster Hunter games. They serve as a long-time useful thing. Since, people might be interested in the game well after release, try a demo and then go, yeah, this is great, and then buy it. It's just a marketing strategy they've done for Monster Hunter games for a long time. I don't expect them to break tradition here or what they've been doing for the purposes it has. The beta was great though to test a lot of stuff, and there has been issues with, say, balancing and also obviously performance and other stuff they want to change from that beta. So we think it's reasonable to hope for a second beta, since they might want to test at least rebalancing and performance changes, if nothing else. But, I personally much more expect a demo where they could also do those kind of testings and update that if they need to. So I speculate that at the end of the 6th trailer, we'll get a demo announcement, and with that, we'll get a date when it's going to launch. I won't expect it to be too long after the announcement. I'm thinking early January as a reasonable estimate, since they normally do them about a month and a bit before the launch, and it's launching at the end of February. Whatever way we get it, whether that's the demo or a beta, rebalance and a performance update is a prime topic. Now, if you're unaware, it was announced actually by the Japanese outlet Famitsu that there was a special in-person event held last month over a weekend. It was at a Capcom store. You could play a different version of Wilds than we know. Their official description of it was this: the content you will get to try out will be the same as the content exhibited at the Tokyo Game Show 2024, but some of the content will differ from the open beta test held recently. We are working hard to make adjustments and improvements for the final version of the game, and there are differences in various specifications and balance. We've discussed quite a lot how we hope that the weapons get a rebalance, that the lower performers get a damage bump, and some mechanics change. Overall, they're very good, but it would be nice to get something like that. Them referencing directly that they're doing balancing changes is a great thing to see. In regards to specifications, we're hoping that that just means performance. But it's interesting, this in-person event had a different version to the open beta test where they very well may have been playing that different balance. So what are the changes in terms of balance and performance? That's another thing we're waiting to hear about. But there you have it. That's a quick rundown of the big topics we know at least something about, but are expecting to still be revealed. I think most of these are possible in Trailer 6, like say the 4th locale reveal, the Apex, the Ice Monster Switch Axe reveal. Not really sure about Sumult's bird being revealed, maybe in the full game. And in the 7th trailer, when we get something like that, I do expect to see more returning monsters, or even new monsters that are on already revealed locales, like we had with Yian, quematrice, and so on. Let us know if there's anything else they've teased or revealed slightly that we're waiting on hearing more about that I didn't mention today. You can drop it in the comments if you do know something like that. But for now, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.